What's up, traders? Don't forget about the Friday night live stream tonight, 9 Eastern. Saturday night live stream as well for all the high-level support members. That's the join button down there next to the subscribe button. 4 trades today. Let's get to it. Watching TSM here. Looking for this under that 1 minute candle. Here we go, coming down. Gonna get short here. Wow, that thing actually popped up and gave us a much better fill than we thought we were getting. We thought we were getting low 70s, and we actually ended up with 94. I feel like that's the first time that's happened in a while. Risking high of day. Looking for this to come back down towards 74. Put it at 74. You thinking like 15? Yeah, 74.15 is where we'll put it. Just risking high of day here. So kind of a 1-to-1 trade if it wants to come down. All right, we're coming down. Let's see if we can get this break of 50. There it is. We're sitting at 15. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a push down here. 30s, 33. It's a pretty big move down, so. Trying 30s again. Does not seem to want to get below there. We're going to take it off. Got 45 there. That was a pretty big move down. So if it wants to continue down, it'll probably bounce up a little bit first. Just kind of how it felt. So NRG, this is a little bit slower. It tried to go through yesterday's highs. Now it's looking to come back down below. Pretty extended here. We're going to get started. We took 72. Probably should have hit it up there at 75, but we'll take 72, risking off high of day at 92. We'll look to front run the $half here. Put it at 51. No, we'll put it at 53. See if we can get that push down, test the $half. We'll look to take this off. Looks like there was some support there, or resistance, I should say, at 33.60. So it might be might try to use that as support. Plus, you got that 9 coming up. We are looking at the 2 minute here. Here we go, coming down. Let's see if we can get a push down into the 50s. 66. Here we go, coming down. Looking for this to get down to 60 and through. I feel like this was a pretty good attempt. If it wants to bounce, we're probably just going to take this at break even. I'm going to try to be patient with it, though. There we go, 64. See if we can get the breakdown through 60. Not really looking to let this go back up through our entry, so if it wants to fail here, then so be it. I'm looking for this to test at least that EMA. Nope, back up. All right, we're going to take it there. We got 71, so we ended up with pretty much a break-even trade. Ended up gaining 1 cent there. Watching RCL here below 51.80. This thing's whipping a little bit. He tried to go high a day again and failed, so that's why I'm interested here. Also had that volume increase on the way up. Volume's starting to die down a little bit as we're coming back down. Just looking for this to come down. There we go, we're through. We're going to start it. We got 73. We're looking for this to come down, at least test the $half here. Here we go, 66. Got to order at 53, 61, 60. It's a little bit more of a push, 58. Not quite. Ooh. Look at this thing. Very jumpy. Got bought right up off that EMA. Man, look at that squeeze right back up. All right, doesn't look that good anymore. Or respect the loss, though. Respect the stop loss, I should say. If this gets through 52, we're going to take it off because this thing's going to go up. There it is. All right, we're going to take it. Kaba, welcome to the channel. I appreciate the sub. Bad timing, unfortunately. But, hey, I appreciate the support. Of course, it looks like it's going to stop right there at high of day, too. That's unfortunate. 5206, 5206. A little bit of a fake out possibly here. See what it does. If it does fake out again here, it's trying again. If we fake out here, we might get back in. Okay, it went through 07. All right, we're coming back down. Might be jumping back in this. All right, we're going to jump back in this. We got 90. See if we can get that move back down. At least down towards 5160 is what we'd be looking for. That support area that it hit last time. Put an order out for most of our shares. Do I want to do 75? I might do 90% here. I'm just watching it. Just in case it makes a quick flush here. Alright, so we're going to load 90 here. We're going to put them down there at 5160. Yeah, we'll put them at 62. Front run that support area from last time. See if we can't get back down there on this drop. This thing has plenty of room. I'm taking 90%. I'm going to see if we can hold on to 10%. See if we can't get it to run all the way back down there towards VWAP. But just respecting its support level here at 5160. There we go, 70, 69. See if we can come down through 70. Just looking for that push to try to test the $0.50 there to 66. 64. 62, we're on the bid. Oh, no fill. We're going to take it. 66 is what we ended up with. A little frustrating there. Took 90%. We still got the other 10%, but we did make everything back that we lost on the previous trade, so that's always a good thing. And then this is pretty much free reign for the last 10%. Hopefully it can continue down, make us a little bit more down towards VWAP, or at least that previous resistance around like 50, 70. Or it could just squeeze up and stop us out. Man, this thing is squeezy. Right off that same area again. I'm glad we took our 90% there. Right up through 52 again. Right up to the highs. Tempting to almost add back into this. Just a strong move, and this is now the 4th time it's trying the same area. All right, I think 5th time is going to be the charm here. This one's squeezing pretty good. Right off the EMA again. Got a feeling it's at least going to poke through. It'd be pretty interesting if it didn't, because the volume's not even that big, that large right here. So I think we're going to get a push. There it is. We're through, and there it is. Okay. So we got stopped out. 2-cent slippage as well. Not that big of a deal. We only had our leftovers there. So, yeah. So pretty much break even there on RCL after 2 trades. All right, jitters, that was my trades. TSM, we're going to start here. This is our first trade of the day. As you can see, this popped up on some pretty nice volume. Found a top, and if we go to the 1 minute real quick, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. We decided we were looking for this to come down and break this 74.54 area, but we determined that that was probably a little too low to look for a trigger, and we kind of used our intuition on how we used to trade the front side, right? We see this happen all the time where it'll go up, it'll make a high, it came down and closed this candle at 74.90, and it actually popped all the way back up to 75.37 and got rejected again. So within these two 1 minute candles, if you were watching the price action, it tried to go lower, tried to go back up towards the highs, and got rejected. So once we realized that it was getting rejected, we jumped in right under the whole $1.75, figuring that was a pretty key area. And as you can see, it did kind of fiddle around there for a little bit, but ultimately we did get the drop. And I was really hoping to get closer down towards this 74 area, but we actually even had an order out there. I think it was 74.15, and we just couldn't quite get there. We got down into the 30s, and it kept getting bought up there, and this was a pretty good move down. Wasn't quite half the move, but it just felt like it was holding support there for the most part. We'll just start here, go here. So yeah, right there, right off that 50 at 73.50. So could have been a little bit more patient, looking for at least VWAP or the 50 fib, and could have made a little bit more money there. So a little disappointed in myself there because we did have a pretty decent entry, but not going to be too upset. We still walked away with a pretty decent green trade on TSM. So over to NRG. This one was a slower move, but we did get that nice ramp. We had that previous resistance here. Had that stuff in pre-market. Not really sure how. I don't really like using those types of candles. I guess technically they are a candle. But as you can see, we had that previous resistance down here at 33.25. Got the nice ramp. Yesterday's high of day right here. It tried to go through that. Couldn't quite go through. So we decided to take a stab at this as it was coming back down through, and kind of missed the entry here. It was a little spready when we got in. It kind of jumped down on us, and we ended up getting filled at 72. I was hoping to get filled as it broke these 1 minute candles, but unfortunately that's not what happened. It came down. We were looking to get down towards the $0.50 here. As you can see, let's draw the fibs here as well. And unfortunately, as you'll see, it just did not want to go. And again, this is just intuition. You could feel that it just did not. We were trying to be patient. We were trying to let this thing go through down towards 50, and it just didn't want to do it. So we decided to take it off, and yeah, that ended up being our trade. Pretty much a break-even trade. You can see we got filled at 71, and on the way down was at 72. So we made a penny on that, which obviously is basically break-even. So then over to our last two trades, which were on RCL. This one was interesting. Look at this move it made. Previous resistance all the way down here. Huge ramp, huge volume coming in. And look at that volume pop, right? That's what we're looking for. So let's zoom in a little here. So as you can see, the 1045 candle, so right here, and then it tried a little bit higher after that, right? It got to 52 on that huge volume, tried to go through 52 and started to come back down. To me, that was a beautiful indicator that we were ready for a reversal. But as we're coming down, look at more volume came in as we dive down here, right? That's not what you want to see. That usually means that people are stepping in to buy this so that it doesn't continue back down or continue down. And that's exactly what happened, right? It came back up. It actually went right to the highs. We hit the button a little early because the way that this shot up and it was just kind of chilling at 52, it really felt like this thing was about to squeeze. And I feel that 90% of the time this thing will go through and squeeze up at least, 10, 15, 20 cents, however, whatever the range of the stock is currently. But it faked us out. And the reason I hit it at 52.05 is because if I don't, and there is that 10 some cent slippage, we end up getting that slippage almost every time. And I didn't want, I found that a way around that with CMEG is when you see your stop on the ask, you can just hit it, and then that way you always get that fill. Versus if you mark it out at the top, a lot of times you're going to get that push through, say 52.06 in this scenario, and it goes right to 52.12. That's 6 cent slippage right there. So rather not deal with that if I don't have to. Unfortunately, it did go through the highs, so it was a little bit of a fake out because it did try to come back down first, but then it did go back through. And when it tried that, we realized, okay, we're ready to jump back in this because it was a fake out breakout, right? It tried to break out, had a ton of volume, and it didn't break out. So the odds are this thing's going to try to come back down again. So we jumped back in, took out 90% of our position right here. We had an order sitting at 62. It got to 61, but we didn't get filled, and we ended up taking it off at 66, and we were trying to let that other 10% come all the way back down to VWAP or previous resistance, and as you can tell so far, or not so far, but at least for the remainder of this move, it didn't want to yet. It wasn't ready. It's trying to now, but not before it decided to try to go a little bit higher. I guess, all these people put in all this effort. They wanted to prove that, hey, we're not going to get shoved down 5 times. The 5th time we're going to go through, and we're going to show you that we wanted to go a little bit higher. And so they went a little bit higher, grinded. The volume kind of died off, and as you can see, once the buyers ran out, that's when the selling started coming in, and then that's when you get this big drop. And I was pretty interested in possibly trading through this area, but I start to lose a lot of conviction. I would have liked to grab it right under this area. If I was, I'm starting to watch these now that I'm trying to play the backside a little bit. But the bottom of this candle here at 52.17, it tried to come back up here at 52.30. And when it finally got denied, made a lower high, and then came back down below, that's really the area that you could look to get short. And it would have been a pretty good one there. So I'm starting to pay a little bit more attention to those as well, because I do see this happen quite often. So it's something to pay attention to. And that was my trades. Pretty lackluster day as far as the P&L goes. If that first RCL trade goes a little bit differently, could have been up near the $50 mark again today, but unfortunately we're not. Sitting at 17.19. But keep in mind there is a red trade in there as well in RCL, so the fact that we came out green with a losing trade there, I'm pretty happy with that. I can't complain. NRG was break even. TSM we could have held on to a little bit more. And yeah, so pretty happy with the day overall. That's all I have. Don't forget about the Friday night live stream tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern for all the high level supports where we really dive into some nice strategy talk. No BS, just straight up business, and we get to it. Looking to, just learn together, all that good stuff. I will see you guys tonight. If I don't see you tonight or tomorrow night, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you guys Monday. Peace.